All right, so now the whole shit shack is down. Everything is stored inside of this cargo. And still a bit of what we got. Everything is pretty much cooked except for a little bit of cobalt. And I did, like I said, craft a bunch of components. We do have like 19k steel plate, but we're gonna eat through almost all of it. Right now we're running on a battery. We have no more power generation for now. But you know, if I need to charge my suit, I can always go in the dog. So this is the footprint that I'm going to be working with. This is always a good first step to start. Just, you know, figure out how many rooms do you need, what are the size of those rooms, what are you going to do, and then you can always paint the ground to represent machine or, you know, section or whatever. So this here is a refinery with speed module, and we got assembler with speed module. Those are doors. We have a few of those. Yeah, just one refinery, one assembler is going to do the job. This is going to be pretty much an open room in here. We'll have some variation in shape. You can already see with the layout a little bit of the ground here. This is not going to be a tissue box, right? So next stage here, I guess let's talk about these two here. So these are going to be those are going to be parking spot for a ship and for a rover. Pretty much. I may have to change this one here. I did place a door here, but the rover need a connector at the back. So, you know, I may change that. I also did place the cargo container inside the ground because those are just really massive. They take a lot of space, and it's just really easy to insert them in the ground, and then it's super easy to pipe everything up from below. So the next stage is to do what I would like to call the wireframe, and that is to go in each corner and, you know, build some boxes, get a shape for a building. So, you know, we can go maybe that high here, and then in this corner go higher, right? Get some variation in height, and then on this side we can go 45 degree. You know, something to figure it out. So I'll be back once I'm done with the wireframe. All right, so the wireframe is done. I can already tell that I'm gonna have to modify a few things here, even the height probably, but you know, that got me inspired enough that now I'm ready to just start filling up some stuff, adding some detail, and that will refine the shape. I also want to use one of the new flat atmospheric thrusters because it looks like a fan. That's pretty cool. I always try to include some sort of feature in the build, something that will attract the eye. And that's a really good tip for you guys. Think about like something special that, you know, will attract the eye, and it can be as stupid as simple as two white stripe, like a sport car running on the side of the building. That kind of stuff just attract the eye, and it could be tanks on the outside, it could be a satellite dish, or even this thruster that acts as a fan. I'm gonna try to do a few features on this build to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, let's queue up the time lapse. Cha-cha. All right, so the exterior is like 80-90% done. We're still missing the lighting, of course, and some little details, some more crates and barrel. I did a big stack here, which I don't really like. I'm gonna mix it up with some tires and crates because right now it's too much barrel. But I want to add more details around. And yeah, some lighting. We need some lighting. We need some ambiance because right now, if I turn up the lights, it's really dark. You don't see much. But let's look at it a little bit more. So I am using these tarps here. These are from the, let me see here, the tarps and nets mod, which are very cool. Then this is the parking space for the rover with a foldable connector, which I guess I can show you right now how this thing works. It's really just I got a timer block, so I just press hold up and down, and it's just it triggers reverse on both hinges. It's that simple, right? And then we have reverse piston, which is this piston right here. And what you do is you lower or raise the maximum distance of the piston. So right now the maximum distance is that much, right? So if I reverse it, it's gonna go up. If I reverse again, it's not gonna go lower than that. If I wanted to go lower, I have to lower the piston, the maximum distance, and you would use these settings here to find the perfect height for your rover. So this right now is the perfect height for the dog. And then on the side here, we have a switch lock for the connector itself. Pretty cool. Get back into spectator mode, turn on the flashlight. And then over here, we have the landing pad. Both of these are actually connected to the main cargo. Also has some of the machine that I had to put inside. Refinery assembler. I had to mine a little bit more iron because I went through the whole 19k, still played like it was nothing. So yeah, so let's continue around. This nice little pillar here with both entrance going to the landing pad and the parking lot. And then up here, those are, I think this is a tire and this is one of the decorative block, the cylinder one, you know, grind it down with some neon lights. Got orange and red. I usually always go for the yellowish one, the one that I have like down here. It looks so good, and it looks very good on this structure with the yellow one, but I just wanted to do something different, so here we go. Then we got this little box here which housed the refinery. Some nice gradient. Got some nice this is too much barrel. I need to add some crate instead and tires and other stuff, but I just wanted to see how it would look if I fill up this corner. But that is going to be the next step. I need to add some more like asset decorative stuff and some lighting. And then we have this weird looking thing here. So first, really nice gradient with the red going up on both sides. And then we have this, I don't know what this is. This is what I would call a feature. Something that just, you look at it and it attracts the eyes. So it's holding like a hot dog or something. I don't know. It's holding a tank. It's a tank. It's not a hot dog. It's a tank, right? But why? I have no clue. But it is what it is. It doesn't have any logic to it, but it's fine. And then we're wrapping around this side. So here we would have the kind of the control post, which is where we're gonna have all our survival kit and batteries and that type of stuff. Some LCDs. Then up here we have our two fan. So I decided to add another one. I felt like I needed a little bit more height in the middle, and I do, now that I look at it from over here, it was the right choice in terms of the outline of the shape of the building itself. It does look better with more height. And then as we proceed to wrap around, we have some more neon up here, and then this bright, huge LCD screen. I really wish you could like dim those. This would have looked way better if it was just a flat billboard with no lighting. But and I may change the picture, but you know, I'm fine with the cosmic coffee here. And then over here we have our name, saXum. So this is going to be the saXum camp or the saXum Outpost. saXum is from Latin for rock. So this is the rock station. So yeah, so now next stage is the lighting. I'm really excited for it, but I'm not. Lighting is something that I gotta get better at. Some people are just so good at it, and it does change the whole ambiance, right? When you have good lighting. And I really need to spend some time to get better at it and find some trick, some baseline trick. So I'm gonna work on that. I also want to work a little bit on the interior, add some detail all around, some asset, barrel, crate, that kind of stuff. But I also want to work on the interior. It does feel still a little bit too open to my liking. I did add some more thickness. So these two blocks here on each side are fake. They're just to add some more thickness. And then somehow I need to bring a conveyor line to this one here. This is the connector to the rover. So it would have been easier, I think, to have the piston in the ground going up with a hinge pointing that way, but it does look cool. But what I'm thinking for that is I was spotting this conveyor right there. We could go up along this wall and follow the edge here in that corner and then go connect here. And what I would like to do is this battery's gotta go, but I was thinking of having some catwalk staircase here or a ladder going up to a catwalk going across and then going up on top of the conveyor line, following along here, and then go up again, and that would give us access to the roof. And I think from down here, both the conveyors and the catwalk, it's gonna look pretty neat from down here. It's gonna fill up the air a little bit more. But yeah. Anyway, let me work on that, and I'll be back. right, not too shabby. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the end result. We got some cool accent lighting, some orange, we got some bright white, which is basically default, and then we have a little bit warmer light up here. A lot of lights is placed to create shadows, which is a really neat trick I find, like these ones here, pointing up, creating shadows, creating depth. Very nice. Then everything that's kind of see-through, right? Like these fans there, I put some orange light behind it. This is very cool at night. And same thing here with the control panel area, whatever. You know, I got some lights kind of shining through a little bit at night. And then I also added a bunch of, you know, asset tires, crate, barrels, all of shelf, all that stuff. Got some light on the landing pad too, which is pretty neat. Added some tarp at the front here. Those are from the same mod as the tarp at the back. Now, one more thing that I did on the outside, which is pretty neat, is I'm using the, what is this called again? The Terran tool mod, I believe. You guys will see a picture, but what this tool does is it allows you to place voxel just like that, which is pretty neat. I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with this. Perfect example here. And then you can also choose a texture. This one is Dusty Rock 3. There you go. So what I've done is I added a little bit of sand against the foundation, like a wind kind of just blew some sand and it got, you know, it's stacked in the corners, which is, you know, small little detail. I mainly use this mod, the Terran tool mod, to fill up holes when you know, when you do defense and ship are just crashing all over the place and makes massive holes. This tool is very good for that, but you know, it does help to add a little bit of detail here and there. It's pretty nice. Now, if we go in the inside is again 80-90% done. Pretty neat. We got a bunch of catwalk, we got a net up there, you know, a lot of ambiance lighting. Pretty cool. Got a bunch of refill station all over the place. We also got a medical station up there, right above 2 cryo chamber, and I have 2 because I have my alt account in there to record some time lapse. And then if you go up here, right, batteries, survival kit, some more station. We got a projector that I'm going to turn on at the end to for the repairs, and then we have an AI defensive block. This is supposed to extend the range of turrets. I never tried it, and I'm not even sure if it works for large or even static grid. We'll have to test it out. Got a nice truss with lights going across, and then some more hanging tarps there, which is pretty neat. And then I added some catwalk above the storage container, and down here we got our little hatch to get down to all the piping. Not too bad. You guys will get a cool cinematic at the end, don't you worry about that. But yeah, so now next step, okay, obviously we have no power generation right now. I'm running on I got like 4 bars of batteries, which is, you know, not even 4 bars. That's all the power I have, but I'm not processing anything, so we'll definitely need some power generation. And we are also going to need some defense, and here's a plan. I don't really like, first of all, I don't really like to add a wind turbine on the roof of my build, or even like if I use solar panel or wind turbine, it's going to be just 1 or 2 just for decorative purposes, but it's not going to be my main power source. What I usually like to do is run a series of block on the ground a little bit further out, and then I'll make a tower here for the wind turbine, or multiple towers. And I think I want to do the same thing for the turrets. So my idea here is to make a big circle around the outpost, right? Make a big circle around, and then I'll take like maybe 3 sections of it. So maybe a section at the back there, right? Let me put my other, so right here, part of the circle here, part of the circle over there, and over there. We'll have 2 of those for turrets and 1 of those for power. Now I gotta think about that, because it's not very, like, what if the enemy comes from here, right? From that direction, we're kind of fucked. But the other option, okay, hear me out here. The other option would be to have a smaller section, a smaller tower, like around here, let's say, around this area, maybe an L shape or a half circle or a quarter of a circle, right? With a few towers with wind turbine. And then we do the same idea with the fat circle around, and we take 3 sections again, but this time those 3 sections are for turrets. And hopefully, right, enemy ship will get taken down before they can reach the outpost itself. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah. So I have to figure it out how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna try doing the wind turbine, which will also be good to get some power inside. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do the wind turbine tower, and then we'll see what we do with the turrets. Yeah, I don't think there is any way to generate a circle. I think I'm just gonna have to make it myself. But yeah, let me work on the wind turbine there. See what I can come up with. All right, I'm trying to plan things out a little bit. So I made 2 huge circles as a guideline to help me line up the turret pods and the wind turbine towers in a perfect circle. So I will build a base that would be connected to the main station, the main outpost on the ground, right, with conveyor. The idea is we'll have, like, you know, build up section of this circle with turrets on them, and in the inner circle having wind turbine towers. I first initially wanted them over here, the wind turbine, but I don't like how open it is at the front. Now what I'm thinking here is maybe moving the wind turbine at the front here, take like a section right there, let's say, with, like, you know, 3 or 5 towers, we'll see. And then for the turrets, and they're not lined up, I need to move this one to the right by 1 block, but anyway, doesn't matter. And for the bigger ring, I was thinking for the turret, maybe let's take a little section on those 2 quarters here. So 1 section over here, 1 section over here, and then a bigger section at the front, right next to parallel, which is not, I guess, a parallel curve with the wind turbine tower, and maybe leaving a gap in the middle so we can drive the rover in. And by doing it this way, we're leaving clearance on this side and on that side, so we have access to 2 entrances. The wind turbine are further away from the landing pad, so you know you're not gonna crash into them, or less likely. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try building up this section here for the wind turbine tower and see what I can come up with. Anyway, we'll see. right, you know what? I like it. It's a little bit weird, but it works. Again, we're still using the MA stackable wind turbine. The only thing that it's not final is the base. I'm debating the idea of just, you know, keeping it, making it wider, and of course concrete. The color is not done on those, but concrete base, a little bit wider, maybe refine the shape a little bit so it's more like a curve. Even if it's going to be harder to get it more curvy than this. Or I just get rid of it and have the tower stuck in the ground, and then we can connect all the towers below the voxel, right? That's an option. Still exploring that, but now I want to jump into the turret pods. So I think I'm going to start with the two smaller ones, so over there and over here, and then after that I'm going to work on a larger one at the front there. I think that's the plan. So let me jump on that. All right, so I'm kind of done with the turrets. I do love the placement. I just don't like the platform itself. So what I may do is just surround each conveyor block with a small platform around each turret. I think that's going to look way better than this whole thing. It's not circular enough for me. I don't like it. I don't like these edges. Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of the platform and just doing the small ones. But before I can do that, I need to make sure everything stay connected to the main grid. I do have those temporary block right now. And I think doing the conveyor line underneath on the ground is going to solve this issue. All right, I got a pretty neat trick for you guys. This is by far the easiest and fastest way to do underground conveyor line. The hardest part is always the digging, because you got to make sure that you're going straight, you're staying level, and you're going the right way, and it is just really a pain. And by building it above ground first and making your pathway, so essentially you want to build it like it would be underground, right? So this top part here would be under this turret here. So you want to build it all in frame, you don't need to upgrade anything, and then you want to take a blueprint of it, project it from your main grid, and then you lower your projection where it needs to be underground. So then you end up having projection that shows you exactly where you need to dig. So you basically follow your projection when you drill, and then you don't need to drill more or get lost or, you know, having a hard time So this is by far the easiest and fastest way to make a lot of underground pipeline. Alright, so the turrets are done. Everything is piped in. I did also remove all the oh, that was fast. I did also remove all the platform, replace them for little ones around each turrets, and then I also removed the platform around the wind turbine. And now everything is connected from down below, so that's great. So at this point, we're almost done with the saXum Outpost. There's just a few little things that I want to take care of before I call it done. Like I want to add a button for the spotlight down here because it's pretty bright. I need to rename everything inside the you know, the control panel. Yeah, I did rename all my lights, so my lights are all you know, named properly where they are located. So those are all the landing pad lights. And then we have behind LCD, behind tank, catwalk, control. Those are the one above here. So it's very easy to modify them if I need to. But mostly what I want to do is just add a prefix, which is easily done with the this mod here, which I don't remember the name. I'll find it for you guys. I think it's easy block renaming, something like that. But with that, it's really easy to add a prefix. So, and then hide everything that we don't need to see in here. So the next issue to solve is ammo. We don't really have access to magnesium. Magnesium is not that rare, but it does spawn in specific location. If I jump back into spectator mode. Right. So the planet has those massive quarries, and that's where you can find magnesium, and those are very deep. So somewhere in there is magnesium, and yeah, so we clearly cannot get magnesium with the dog. That will just take forever. We need a mining ship, and that's going to be the project. The next one, we're going to build a small mining ship specifically to collect magnesium so we can stack everything up. And at that point, this bad boy is going to be pretty much done, so we can start working on the next project. So anyway, I will wrap this up. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comments, leave a like if you liked it, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.